All right, so this time we're going to talk about the distributive property. You've already learned the distributive property. We've talked a lot about it at the beginning of this year. If you have something like 5 times x minus 3, you're distributing this 5 to both the x and the minus 3 to get 5x minus 15. Okay, we also talked about it if you have a negative, let's say negative 2 times x minus 4. Okay, we're distributing that whole negative 2 times both of these. Negative 2x minus 2 times minus 4 is plus 8. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about what if on the outside of this you have some sort of variable. Okay, so I'm going to use an example with an x. Okay, so here we go. If I have something like x times x squared plus x minus 2, I'm taking this x and I'm multiplying it by each of these items, okay? So x times x squared, that means x to the power of 1 plus 2, we learned that already, is x cubed, plus x times x is x squared, and x times minus 2 is minus 2x. Okay, so that's what we're doing. When we have any sort of variable on the outside, we're doing just what we've been doing, but we're paying attention to our exponent rules. Here's another example. This time I've got a coefficient out front as well. That's that leading negative 8. So minus 8x times negative x squared minus 10x minus 4. Lots of negatives in here we're going to pay attention to. So we're going to take this negative 8x and we're going to multiply it by negative x squared. So negative times negative, we're going to have a positive. 8 times the 1 that's out in front of this x squared that's silent. So we have positive 8x. X times x squared is x cubed. Okay, now we're going to go to the next one. Negative 8x times negative 10x. Negative 8 times negative 10 is positive 80. And the x times x is x squared. All right, and then for the last one, we have negative 8x times negative 4. So it's negative times a negative, so it's going to be plus again. Okay, 8 times 4 is 32. And then we still have that x hanging out. Okay. So this is what we're talking about when we're distributing. I'm going to erase this and do one more problem just to make sure that you are feeling good. If you need an extra example that's a little bit different, let's get that going. I do not like that problem or that one. This one's actually pretty good. Okay, so this time we have x squared times minus 8x plus 9x. Oops, this is supposed to be squared. Okay, so x squared times negative 8x squared plus 9x. So this x squared is going to go both of these. So let's start with the first one. X squared times negative 8x. We have the negative 8 at the front. And x squared times x squared, that's 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 9, x squared times x, x to the 2 plus 1, that is x to the third. Let me know if you have questions.